Hello and welcome to the Nairobian Bombshell show. I'm your host Solomon Koko. This is a show where we discuss all the trending topics throughout the week. And with me today we have an amazing all-girl panel. Kindly introduce yourself and tell us what you do.
Hi, my name is Christine Joy Asman. I manage video vixens. Yes, that's what I do.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
Video vixens.
Yeah.
And the usual suspects?
It's Noni Karaoke, it's the queen of the earth, the one and only. Get it from Miss Earth, Earth is hard.
Okay. Alright, so how do I introduce myself after that?
Krista.
Alright, I'm the one and only Esther Diana the first.
Brilliant. It's been amazing to get you here. It's already the festive season. The mood is getting in here. Well, a little bit of showers. Sijui kama ime affect sana, but I can see the way Miss Earth is dressed, Earth is hard.
Yeah.
The way the vixen girl is dressed is ready for
Showers
office.
of blessings. Yeah.
Let's start with you, Asman. Tell us about the world of video vixen. People have, a lot of people have tried their stunt to get into that. People don't know how to get into it. What's a video vixen or what are the advantages?
Okay, a video vixen is anyone, actually video vixen, naweza ongea na Kiswahili?
Yes,
Yeah.
yes,
Oh,
yes.
okay. Video vixen ni anyone mwenye ako kwa video, apart from the artist. Anyone who appears in the video. It does not matter what you're doing, if you're dancing, if you're just modeling, if you're a prop. When you vixen, that's what a video vixen is. Yeah, so,
When we were doing the last Pulse Music Video Awards, I think for the last 2 years, we have had even male or men getting to be nominated as Video Vixens of the Year. I remember one called Keith Chwaga, the actor. He won. I think he won last year. So, is there a thin line or it's all acceptable? It's not gender based.
okay, it's all acceptable, but sana sana madem ndio wako. Sana sana it's the female that ndio wana operate, but they are also male. They are also male vixens, and I think they should be more and more. Pia wakwe wengi kama.
Kwa hivyo hakuna ubaguzi.
Hakuna
Ikikuwa ni mwanaume
ubaguzi.
sawa.
No, because
dem
kuna
pia
video
sawa.
zenye we need men.
Okay.
Yeah, so wako. Yeah.
Noni, I know you have gotten definitely you've gotten a few offers because of your, of course, because of your position, because of your position in society. How do you take it? How would you accept that?
No, actually, I think I have been in a video for a friend. I'm not sure when it was, some time back, yeah. So my friend was doing this video, music, gospel music. I can't remember. It was quite some time back, yeah. So I think I have, but with how it has developed, it has become so complicated. Imekuwa negative. Once ukisikia video vixen, inakuwa negative. Yet I know it's a talent. It's just like modeling. It's just like you could be a vixen in a gospel music. You could be a vixen in any type of music. But ishakuwa stereotyped that it's for twerking.
Yeah.
Like sexism.
Yeah.
A lot of
Yeah.
sexism is associated with it.
That's why even most girls nowadays hawapendi kuitwa vixens. Most of them wanapenda kutumia models, you know, like video models. So hiyo jina vixen imeharibiwa, but things will get better tutaitengeneza.
What are girls doing to fight that sexism? Because I know a lot of people have actually been, that stereotyping has been there
It's
so much.
happening. It's happening.
Are there people who are doing it professionally? Do you have your own squad wala unaifanya strictly to the letter?
As we do it professionally. If it's the video tumeitwa, hiyo ndo kazi tumeenda kufanya.
Yeah.
Nothing else, nothing more. We know what we are there to do.
Diana, have you been invited for a video?
Oh my God,
video
I've
shoot?
I've worked with music artists before, actually that's where we met.
Yeah.
Okay.
I was a publicist at that time, so that's where we met, and I was like, I really think these people are so professional. The way they carry themselves, the way they do their stuff, and I feel like these are people out there. It's a whole business venture. Like the way si tunatoka tunakuja kusema mimi nimeingia job, this is also going to work. So I really think it's a nice venture, and a lot of ladies should do it because it's like you're just a vixen, I mean, you're here to decorate this video. And I feel like also artists need to appreciate these people more. Because 90% of us, we are visual beings. We don't look at the video, we don't listen to the lyrics. I know there are people like that. They want to see these decorated girls, these men, nice arms. Okay, that's what we want to see. I mean, it's time, I feel like they should be appreciated because they add color, they add the oomph to the song. I think they're really doing a great job.
Asman, what determines the rate card of a model, of a vixen? What determines this is how much I'm going to ask for? For someone who's out there and they don't know whether to give it as a favor, as Noni said, it was a friend's video. What determines your rate card?
We've done favors before, like we've done a lot of favors, common favors, you know, but the artist will come with a certain budget. This is the budget I have, you know, I want a certain number of models, you know, what can you work with? So tuna vary tu na budget. I won't really say this a rate card because you know this is our passion. We like doing it. Venye tutaamka leo uende job, kesho hiyo siku labda job itakuwa poa, you know. Na kuna siku job iko poa. So I won't really rate it at, you know, but in a vary. But tuna earn. We are earning from it.
So there's a space for people out there.
Kila mtu, everyone. Yeah.
Okay, cool.
But also, don't you think that now that once it becomes like everyone thinks they can do this, then that's where they mess up the industry. Because sasa, as a musician, nitasema, I siwezi kusema dem na wapate tu. What happens wanaambiangwa transport, there's transportation and food. And so people are becoming so desperate, they just show up. So the more inakuwa, I think unafa once sasa kwa hiyo regulation like rate cards and things like that. So that
you know, I think
it's not just for everyone.
Like what she's doing, I mean, if an artist knows what they want, it's really nice to go through an agent, and that's exactly what they're doing. Because if you go through someone like her, she knows like you cannot mistreat my girls. You're going to pay my girls. I mean, that's why if an artist knows what they want, they have to go through someone. Don't just pick someone on the road. I feel like when you're under an agent, it becomes more professional. Even if the industry will become saturated with big sense, I feel like as long as there's that
regulation.
It's structured in a way that I'll go through so and so to get so and so. That's professional.
And it's also the same basically in every industry. If there are no regulations, then there's no order and stuff like that, which is where you come in. So some of the challenges you're facing, trying to bring order in this.
We've gone through it. We are still going through it. It's a lot, you know. Sometimes maybe the artist hana yodo enough ya cater for the vixens and everything. Emanisha tutafanya job. You know, emanisha sawa. You know, I can't help you. Me, I'm a servant. I really serve people. So at first I would just nitajua venye nenda kupanga. Na lazima tutafanya hiyo shoot.
Na wenye hawapangwingwi.
Kuna wenye hawapangwingwi lakini you need us. You know, you need us. So mimi ndo nakupanga actually.
For how long have you been in the industry?
Since 2015.
2015.
Yeah.
Okay. Good stuff, and all the best. So we'll be having you on the show. We'll be talking about all things trending that has been happening throughout the week. I want us to start with the Nairobian. It's looking a little bit interesting today with the big headline here. Natasha, will she be lucky in love? I think that was the biggest question since she introduced the man. But I want us to start the topics on a sad note. As we quickly pass on this one. This is one of our celebrated cartoonists who sadly took a bow sometime this week. Celebrated cartoonist Joshua Nanjero, who was the illustrator for the Nairobian. He's worked with the Standard Group for a couple of other media houses, prominent media houses. But at the age of 50, sadly, we got news that he has taken a bow. So this one is probably a tribute to our very, very tall and funny cartoonist Joshua Nanjero. Super talented. You had a chance to interact with him?
We haven't interacted much, but I've seen a lot of his cartoons. I mean, if you look at our last pages, as you approach our last pages, normally there's some bomb cartoons there, and
Yeah.
it's really hilarious.
Yeah.
I mean, that says a lot. So that's what we've lost, and I feel like, rest in
Okay.
peace.
So rest in peace, Joshua Nanjero, and our condolences to the family and to the friends, and of course to all those people who worked with him as colleagues in the industry. Let's quickly talk about the Natasha story, because I think this one caught everybody by surprise. She's an online sensation, a big pastor, and just the other day now she introduced her man, a man of Indian descent, and said, "This is the man, this is the love of my life," and he proposed in church, and it got people talking, people just giving out their views. But then in today's Nairobian, they're saying that the problem with this comes that it's a jinxed altar, saying that getting a decent mate often hell for beautiful female pastors. We've had incidents where we've had pastors, pastors, female pastors in Kenya who have not been so lucky in love. We don't even have to mention right now. But what did you think of when she introduced the man? I don't think people saw this one coming.
And she's a woman. Okay, she's beautiful and all that, and she's born again. I mean, most men say they're looking for a born again woman. So Natasha is here and she's found a man. So why are you talking about it? I mean, most people are not talking about it in a light way. They're talking about it like okay, I don't want to say some things because this mom is a woman of God.
Yeah.
And okay, for me, I think it's really nice that she's found someone, and if it lasts, it lasts. If it doesn't, they should not come out there and start exchanging words, because we'll be there to respond.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Noni.
First of all, I adore her. She's beautiful. She's a woman of purpose. She makes an impact, a positive impact in the community, giving back. I adore her. Congratulations. Congratulations to her. And this, I don't know why amepata mtu. Why are we discussing this?
No, it's because
We are happy for her.
Yes, can we move on? As a country, we have more pressing
I'm
matters.
thinking why this one was important is because, like they say, sometimes history repeats itself. We've had people like Gloria Muliro, we've had Bishop Margaret, who Margaret got her husband from South Africa, and he took off as soon as.
These are just a few because they are celebrities, they are in the limelight. These cases happen each and every day, right, left, center, So we shouldn't be bringing it out, like just pointing it out, like these women failed or did this and this, because there are a lot that we don't know. Only that wako huko nyuma, they're not in the limelight like this ladies. Okay, so it shouldn't be that ni wanawake hawa wenye wako kwa neno or something, or this type of or successful women who are failing and do it. It's only because they are in the limelight, Otherwise, love. Haipangwingwi.
Haipangwingwi.
Haipangwingwi. If it works, it works. If it doesn't, you don't force issues. You just let it be.
But I think we can talk about it because these are the trailblazers. I mean, the people out there who are setting the example. I mean, it's just normal that if Arusia, the pastor I'm looking up to in a fail, I'll be like, what?
Yes, that's
I
true.
was looking up to you. But all in all, we can't say that all people out there who are like doing well in the society can't have problems, because also there are those who are doing so well, like this bishop, and she's a lady, she sings, she's called Sarah. I don't remember her name.
Sarah Kay.
Yeah, Sarah Kay. She has a very successful marriage. We can't say successful until death do them apart, but they're doing very well. So we cannot always just look at the negative side. We have those who are also doing very well. So I think sometimes we can call them and say, hey, Sarah Kay is doing well. So and so you fail. But for Natasha, we wish all the best. And now that Sonko said he wants to see.
Which is something that caught the attention of a lot of people, and I think they've, previously, I think she has prayed for him, and this time round, probably in a sarcastic tone, he said, Reverend Natasha, how come you did not introduce me to this man and you know how far we have come. What's your take on that, Asman?
Wow, we are not after two stories.
He's a recording artist, so you know.
No, but we are happy for her. She says that she met her best friend. She married her best friend. So if she's happy, we are happy for her. Yeah. Love wins. Always.
Also, before we just okay, first before we go, me I'm not even going to talk about governor.
Yeah.
Because anyway, we love some good entertainment.
Sure.
But getting back to our point you were saying earlier on about looking up role models, you know, we should be very also careful on what we consume, you know, who you are looking up to. I mean, you can take the positive things and things like that, but it shouldn't base your where you are heading. That because so long he's a celebrity and his marriage has failed, probably then mine will fail also. So we should put a limit on what we are taking from the people outside, from the so-called influencers and people like that. Take the positive, leave the rest. Because if we take everything, then who are we? We should be us in our own way.
Couple goals.
Exactly. Yeah, those couple goals and all. Yeah. Just take the what you can, what you cannot leave, and put a limit on to what you are getting influenced on.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we bless their union and we hope. All right. Okay. On a quick one, and now that we are almost warming up to the electioning period, I have a story here that also caught my eye in the Nairobian on Turning Point about this lady called Joyce Chepkemoi, who says that she watched as her husband got killed during the 2007-2008 post-election chaos, and she spent 3 days in the mortuary before she gained consciousness, which is something that really caught my attention because, I mean, if you look at what is happening, the scenes of the leaders who are touring the country. This is something that would be very dreadful for us to think that we could go back to something like the post-election violence. Did it affect you, or were you too young?
Oh my God, 207.
Yes.
Oh my God, ladies don't say their age.
Yeah.
So I don't know, but I hear my parents and siblings talking about it, but I don't think really.
Yeah. You have any memories, Nani?
No, all I remember is I was somewhere after my auntie's wedding celebrating, so that means I absolutely wasn't so aware of a lot that was happening then. But I've come to get close to friends who experienced it firsthand.
Yes.
And it was sad.
Yeah.
I have read the story, you probably should, and to our leaders. Don't do this to our country. You people, these people listen to you. You are in powerful positions. Do not lead our country to where we were. Because no, we cannot take it. And we will not take it. Like we refuse. Like atupangu it is time.
Asman, what's your appeal?
Yeah, each time, 2007 to 08, I was actually in class 8. I was doing my exam. And I remember mtaani tu uko home. You know, kulikuwa na fracas, nini, wasa walikuwa wanasumbuana. Yeah, but I mean, we can do better. Yeah, so sahi leaders wetu wa do better. Tusirudi kwa these stories post-election violence. It's not good.
Yeah, I think that's an open appeal. It's an open appeal to all the leaders and out there, all those people even in the society who are been given that mantle to lead others. I think we should be very cautious so that we don't drag our country back to after COVID, and then we go back into another financial economic crisis. I think that will be very, very sad. A quick one on and heads up with the Chapter Boyo. Quick to note, I think we can say congratulations to musician Della and the hubby, Dr. Rain, who are expecting their first child. Since their wedding some time back, so congratulations to them. But also catching my eye is Akove is opening up about her health condition, and now she's telling netizens not to be making fun of her body or body shaming her. It says she has a health condition that has made her add weight, but it's becoming too chaotic that everywhere she goes now, everybody is telling her, hey, Naume, Nona.
Yeah, Bangui.
Yeah, I think that's a very sensitive. I don't know where we are going in this. What happens like in your scenario where you're a model? So you get praised, or you also get your fair share of body shaming as well?
Hey, first of all, mimi naitwa Noni na si Noni. So don't come at me.
Yes.
Please, Can we, once you point out my body, it means that you're conscious about yours. That's the first thing that's disturbing you, yours. So mine is making you uncomfortable. And the fact that I'm embracing mine, the way we are different. We are, and I believe we are all beautifully and wonderfully made. So like this story, this is like cyber sexual harassment. Okay, not sexual harassment, but some get sexual.
Almost amounts,
cyberbullying.
It's not cyberbullying.
Yeah,
It's
body
body shaming.
shaming. Body shaming, exactly. That's what I was getting to. Because why are you concerned with my body? Like, we don't know. First of all, we have never seen you, so we don't know how you even look like. You know.
Yeah.
So you're hiding behind that screen, bullying me.
Yeah.
And hers is even a condition. She's not feeling well.
True.
You get. So please, can you just live your life, appreciate yourself, and then you learn to see the best in everyone. You learn to see the best body in everyone. We are different. So yes, we also get bullied on our bodies. The fact that we are small.
True.
Like the number of times people like just tell you, unakulanga. Like it's I'm always prepared for that question. I remember even a lady telling me that we were models and she said like twendeni nitawalipia food. Do you know how disrespectful that is? Twendeni nitawapia food, I mean,
Pretty insensitive.
and that's coming from a fellow woman. So please, it happens to every body types, and it's horrible. As a society, it's horrible.
As man, when you're handling vixens, do you get to have incidents where people are being body shamed, people are being called out?
Yeah.
And how do you work with that?
Because kuna shoot zingine utaambiwa they want big models. So when you are petite, our get chance.
Exactly.
They want the big models, the big ones, Sasa, I'm just like, we are all different. Kila mtu anaweza shine in their own way. So let's try and accept each other when you tuko. To see body shame each other, it's not nice.
Diana.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Do I need to talk about people and the insecurities? Because the first point, someone tells you, then I don't like your hair. It only means, like Noni said, they're not comfortable with that. And so use it. I mean, in the world of modeling, you get to learn a lot. Because the first thing they teach models, accepting yourself. Because actually, I remember someone telling me, ati, unajifanya uko na figa na nikikula ukulangi. I mean, why would you tell me that?
Yeah.
I didn't choose my ability to eat too much and not add weight. I didn't choose that. So I feel like insecurity is the first point. I mean, it's the only thing people are suffering from. Because someone is not insecure with themselves. And look at someone like Akothe. I mean, this is a person who has accepted herself in everything.
Oh, yes.
She has accepted herself.
And we have also to credit that she has 5 kids.
Exactly. And she's taking care of herself. And you realize that if you go through those charts, I mean, most of the people who are bashing her and all that, they're women. And that's why they keep saying women, we are our own enemies. And the moment we get to learn that, if I appreciate Noni, say, oh, Noni, I really like your physique and all that. Oh, Asman, I really love your hair and all that. I mean, it only takes one word. Because you don't know what this woman is going through. She has had her own share of misfortunes and her success and all that. But that doesn't give us a right to tell her, no. Because I'm sure, there are people out there trying to add weight every day. And there are people struggling to lose weight every day. So if I'm comfortable this way, oh my God, leave me alone.
True. People should mind down business.
People if they see someone thick wearing a crop top, it's like, why would you even wear that? I'm like, what the?
Why not?
Why not? Why can't I wear a crop top? And then if they see someone who is slender and all that in a very free dress and all that, why would you wear that? I mean, why are you people trying to control everything? Can't people just be? I mean, let people be. Deal with the insecurities, because it's like a bully. it's not about, it's about
It's them.
They're battling something, and they pick the weakest point. So they say like, Kothe is out there posting everything. We can attack here.
True.
Leave that woman alone. Leave her and leave everyone.
So these are people who are actually battling issues, and it's good that we have even brought that topic here, because in Capital Feature we're also talking about sexual assault in the office, and this time round they're saying why most men choose silence, because they're saying a lot of the times victims of sexual harassments are often women or children because of their physical vulnerability. But now it happens, what happens to sexual assault in the office or in any other public place, and then it happens to be a man? You know, a lot of people will be afraid to talk about it. A lot of men will be, because they might be labeled, they might be stereotyped, they might be labeled as a weak man. Have you ever had a friend who has been assaulted sexually in the office, in the place of work? Let's start with Osman,
Men
because
don't talk about this.
they don't talk about it at all.
Because unaona sasa.
Have you had a female celebrity, we will not mention any names, who you have had from your vixen, male vixens, that they have been assaulted sexually and they don't like it?
I've actually seen it.
You've seen it happen?
Yeah, I've seen it
On
happen.
set?
Yeah, on set.
Uh-huh.
Ile tu wase wako wengi, and then a lady was, you know.
Hiyo kitu sasa inafanya vipi? I want to understand this thing. I want you to talk to the men as well, because boy child tunateseka, mnaona?
Yeah, I've seen it happening, you know. There was a lady who was talking to a guy, he's an artist, but he's younger, so the lady was a bit older. So venye alikuwa namwongelesha, venye alikuwa na approach, I was like, okay. You know, and then they left, wakatoka tu kwa scene, and I don't know where they went. So when they came back, the lady was talking to another friend of hers, and I was just right behind them. So nikasikia akisema ati nimeishika na nimesikia sijui, you know. I was like, umeshika nini? You know, so and these guys won't talk about it. You know, the guy came back, akarudi tu scene vizuri, like, you know. So
Traumatized.
It happens, yeah.
It happens.
It actually happens.
Yeah. Noni?
Sad. First of all, we've been advocating, we've been having the 16 days of activism
True.
against violence on women.
Yeah. Gender-based to that.
Yes. Now, this is very interesting now that it's bringing the other perspective, you know. Yes, we are raising awareness on women mostly, but also it happens to men, you know. Yes, it's the numbers are less, the cases are less, but does not mean it does not happen, you know. The thing is, the society has brought us up to think that men talking about it, that will be weak, you know. And well, some don't mind. Like in this article, there's someone who said, where are these women who touch people inappropriately? I want to be inappropriately touched.
Yeah. I think the narrative is because a lot of men don't think that it can actually happen to them until it happens to you,
exactly.
and you become tongue-tied.
Yeah, but the thing is, no means no.
Yes.
You get? So, especially for a lady, if they say no, that's no. The other week, last week, I saw online a guy who had told his story of being molested, and there were all types of people laughing and taking it as a joke.
Yes.
You know, this guy had taken guards to come up already in a society that he knows they are going to label him weak, but he still decided to share the story, and that still happened. They laughed at him, even the women and all. It's a serious issue. Just the other day also, a friend of mine, I was talking to a friend of mine, a guy, and he told me there's this lady at the workplace who was like, so when they were talking, he was like, hey, you know, the other day she spanked him. Yeah, you know, and it was just, you know, they just laughed.
Felt inappropriate.
Yeah, but he did not mind, you know, because she's more like a friend, let's say, a colleague and a friend, let's say. But in other case scenario, that is not okay. You are in someone's space. Yes. You are touching someone.
It's an inappropriate.
Yeah, inappropriate. And I also wrote a story just the other day because I have been harassed in the streets, you know? Yeah, I've been spanked. And then what was interesting is it disturbed me. Okay, you can go read that story on my blog, Noni Worldwide. So what was disturbing is when I got to share with a friend of mine, do you know she told me too. I was like, what?
So it's something that's rampant in
Yes,
society.
she told
and
me
it's
her
happening
story.
in her.
And then I'm sharing with a family relative, and they're like, me too.
Uh-huh. So
You know.
it goes unmentioned.
Yeah, it goes unmentioned. And I was like, wait, the statistics are right, because they say in 3 women, 2,
At least
if
2.
not 3,
Yeah,
2
at least 2.
have experienced some type of harassment.
Harassment, yeah.
And you might now start finding that also in men, the numbers might also be high.
Just that they're quiet.
We don't know, yeah.
Diana, you have any experience?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
So it's like in the sexual harassment in the places of work. This is for men. I actually have friends like sometimes they reach out and like why is it that it's so easy for you guys to talk about sexual harassment? I'm like we can't. I told him not that you can't. You can. Actually, you women form alliances and you're like because sometimes the problem goes back to them.
Okay.
We're not accusing them for accepting to be assaulted,
Yes,
but they
yes.
say that they cannot form alliances. They say women have groups where they talk about it. They say that, does that mean you people are vulnerable? No, we are not vulnerable. It only means we've chosen to speak up.
Yeah.
But sexual harassment happens.
Yeah.
Okay.
You guys have, men have, they I don't know, they've programmed themselves in a way to think that they're superior.
Yeah.
And coming out to speak about it, they find it like it will ruin their reputation and something like that. But
It will dent your ego,
I
it will
really
dent
think
your
that
image.
men should come out and talk.
Yeah.
It's really important. It's happening. It's happening everywhere. Because maybe some of them enjoy when women touch them. But don't allow just anyone to touch you. That's harassment.
exactly.
Yes,
You've
because it's
not
going to translate
warranted
tomorrow,
that.
it's going to be your sister,
Yes,
it's going to be
You've
your
not
daughter.
warranted that. So say no. Like you can't come touching me. I mean, I'm going to allow you to hug me. I'm
Yes.
going to allow you to touch my hand. Don't just let anyone hug you because she's a woman. So like, it's just a girl. No, you're being harassed. Maybe you don't know about it, but you're being harassed.
Yeah.
That's true. And I think we need to come out strongly now that we have mentioned about the 16 days of activism, which I think started on 25th of November,
and
going to 10th of December. So it's speaking out on gender-based violence and all that. And I think it looks like it goes both ways.
Yeah.
And that now we just only need to speak out. Something else that we can talk about, I don't know whether there's any form of harassment here, but Diana Marua now, your namesake, as you said, she's she's distancing herself from just being a Diana to Diana B. Just,
She's owning up her husband.
or is that almost like a Kenyan version of Cardi B in America? I don't know.
And Offset.
Okay. What did you guys think of her song? And she has really spoken out that her song in 3 days already hit the 1 million mark, which has been unheard of from any female artist in the local scene. What do you guys think about her song? What do you think about her deciding to venture into music?
I really love music. I like what she did. It's really awesome. It was a big surprise for all of us. And I'm not on the negative, but I think the views were because
People are curious,
People are curious.
People are curious to see.
But we expect more from her because I'm the same. This is the first of many. But her to say there are 4 songs waiting in line.
Yeah.
Tunangoja.
Noni, do you think there was any form of harassment? They looked like that some people were mimicking her career. Some people there was all kind of talk. Will this one translate to harassment, or should we just let musicians be musicians?
It will. Because harassment comes in many forms. And now that, especially now also this being a digital space, everything is taking the virtual, digital adaptation. Now there's that form of harassment that is becoming popular, and it's cyber. You are harassing me.
A lot of cyberbullying.
Exactly. Whatever she chooses to wear, that's her body, that's her choice, I mean, we are all entitled to our views and all, but be very careful on what you tell someone, There's the line is very blurred, So, Diana, life is short. Do you imagine? Because I'm thinking she did not just wake up and decide I'm gonna sing or I'm gonna rap. It's something maybe she has wanted to do for a long time, Imagine you holding yourself in fear of what people will say, and then tomorrow hauna sauti na ulikosa kuimba. What even hata tukifika kule siku ya kiyama, you said you had wanted to sing, why didn't you sing? Life is short, so whatever you
do
you know. And also as Kenyans, we tend to popularize the negative things. So if the best you can do is take the stones that are being thrown at you and build an empire, please,
you do
then
it.
all the best. Collect that back. Take it.
That's one. Would you bring some vixens for her?
Yeah,
do you also consider, do you look at the person and then you see we need to get vixens who are better than this, or anything?
First of all,
goes?
I'm so happy, seeing women rising in the industry. Like Diana amefanya mademu wengi watakam, so amefungua ways for other people, maybe wako wanajiaminia, they felt like maybe watu watasema nini, hata kama watasema sijui her voice nini. I mean hiyo flow iko sawa, the video, the way she's dressed anakapoa, so I mean so I feel like
I think everybody keeps their opinion, right?
So I feel like
a lot of people are entitled to their opinion.
Diako sawa, endele kutoa ngoma na tuite mashoot, and more women will come up. Lazima play KE, play Kenyan music.
Lakini ngoja kuna mtu alicomment hapo ati karibu Diana aimbe.
No,
she's a rapper.
There's never a dull day in Kenya, and in Kenyan social media you'll always find something that is going to crack you up. But I think for her, like you have said rightly, it's not something that she just woke up and decided, I'm going to be a musician. Maybe this is something that has been there for a long time coming, and I probably think that she might even get some good guidance out there and get... Diana, you have something you want to throw in there?
Okay, the video is nice. I'm a visual person, so I like the outfit and all that. But then...
Diana, be on this.
Okay, so matters of music. One of Sauti Sol members, Polycarp, now since becoming a father, he has decided now to start a kids fiction book, and which is going to encourage young men to be responsible fathers, to be responsible. Which I think is a good is a good plus for the industry, when you're seeing that people are not only sticking to one, just sticking. If it's singing, you say I'm only gonna sing. People are even venturing into things like writing and authoring of books. What do you think about that, Dan?
Okay, the economy is bad, and people, you should do as much as you can to secure the bag. And I feel like, okay, I like what Noni said, that don't sit on your talent. Because who knew Polycarp could write? I mean, he was writing music with his crew, but then who knew he could write a book? And then he goes on, it's a kid's book. I mean, it's so hard for people to connect with children.
Yes.
But if this person is able to connect with a kid, and but he said that this is most of it is from his experience
as a father.
So
as a child, yes.
So he's trying to help parents out there in a way, like from his experience, how to bring up their kids better in the future. I think that's what he said that he's going to do, and I really think that's awesome.
Okay. What did you make of it now that you're also a writer?
Love it. If we can have more of Africans telling their own stories, because as he said, we've had most of our stories told by others, so if you can write, take it up, let us tell our stories, our own experiences from ourselves, let it come from us, so that we pass this to the next generation, what we are experiencing, not what other people are telling us how we used to be, because I mean, it's us, so love it. And who knew he would sing?
I think he proved the naysayers wrong. Now he can write, and he can also sing with his new song with Nyashinsky. Asman, video vixens can actually write a lot of books because of their experiences, right?
Yeah.
Have you considered writing a book yourself?
Maybe. I'm not not really into writing, but I have a lot of stories to tell. Nikianza kuandika, you'll be my editor.
Yes.
Nikianza kuandika, I can write a lot.
That's brilliant. Now, as we come to the close of the
you,
show.
as a writer,
Yeah.
what do you think about
Well, I think he's doing well. It takes bold move for a father to start writing inspiring stories that can inspire and make other fathers more responsible.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of deadbeat out there. So kudos to him. That was quite impressive. I think from the COVID, coming from the COVID into this, and them venturing into their own individual projects, I think it's very, very impressive. Just before we close the show, I know this week we've had a beautiful relaunch of the Standard Group. You know, we came from the Standard newspaper to the Standard Digital, and now we're at KTN with a new look. You know, the hashtag is facts. Facts fast. Facts. It's a mouthy one. Yeah, but it's facts fast. Are you guys excited about the new look, Standard?
I'm really happy as a reporter. I mean, it's really a great deal for me. I feel like out there, this is such a great time for a young reporter to be in the newsroom. You know, we are at this point of convergence. It's like, unaona ile nini Musa alikata, you're crossing to the other side. Like, media is moving digital, so it's such a great deal for us. So they say news content is digital first and it's facts first because of the sprout of blogs and all that. So getting the right content is really hard. So when Standard decides to go for facts first, I mean, such a great deal. And the convergence, it's really awesome and I'm loving it.
Okay, thank you so much, and it's been a beautiful one. At least none of the ladies harassed me, so it's 16 days of activism, remember, and we're taking this up to the 10th of December. So let us spread the message of no gender-based violence. It should be a no-no at this day and age. Asman, as we close, any word out there to the young people who want to join the music industry and become vixens, even in the film industry?
Yeah, so tunasema mwaka mpya, mambo mapya. I believe the year is coming to an end in a good way, and next year there's a lot to come, you know, considering that say industry took on a lot of things, you know. So we are hoping for changes and good changes, of course. So if anyone is out there, you want to vixen, you want to be a model, I mean, you can reach out to me.
How do they reach you?
At Asman Christine Joy in my Instagram account. Yeah. And from there, tutapangana to me. I'm always there to talk.
Thank you so much. It's a festive season, so let's get in the mood. See you again next week.